Today we are going to be playing on my Victor Wembanyama build in the rec center, and I gotta say, even though this build is 7'2", it can actually move and dribble. I mean, just look at this clip right here, man. And in case you were wondering, this video is not a build tutorial. I already have that in the description down below for you guys, but this is what the build is currently looking like at a 93 overall. And before we get this gameplay started, I just gotta ask you guys one question. What we thinking about the fit right now? Is this a W fit or is this an L fit? Leave that in the comments down below. But now let's get started. All right, so this first game, it ended up being a very competitive game. We were running with a full squad and we were going up against a full squad. And normally when we run squads, we don't usually run like a 2-3 zone on defense, but these guys were running 5 out 2-3 zone the entire time. And we were taking advantage of being on this 7'2" build and being able to confidently spot up at the top of the key or at the hash or getting our own buckets, as you see right here. And even though we're 7'2" on this build, man, we know what we're doing with the ball in our hands. We're comboing up against the hash defender right now, hitting them with a step back 3, split the defenders, and we get the open shot for 3. And you can see the fits that this center is causing defensively because nobody wants to guard a 7'2" stretch at the hash, realistically. They started realizing that that 2-3 zone was not going to work, so they started playing more man coverage. Now they got the center on me, and we're just getting easy blow-bys and easy dunks at the basket. Now here's another great example. Right here, we're spotting up at the hash. The center tries to play paint. Guard switches over to me, but I know how to work in a tight space. We hit a step back over to the same spot where we were at, and we get that easy open bucket. But this is the benefits that you get of having a really good stretch big that can take these type of shots out by the hash, because no center wants to guard a big out by the hash, realistically. But then here's another good example of getting the ball and being able to get your own bucket. Right here, I'm trying to spin drive to the basket, don't have the easy lane, so I take them in the post. And this is to slow down the offense to prevent people from helping on the defensive end. And we end up getting the bucket off the hop shot. And I really feel like post scoring is something that's underrated when it comes to offensive production, because it can really be used as something to slow down the pace of a team offense, which is going to make it way harder for defenders to either play help defense or double team. But that's going to be end of the first game. We ended up pulling away on these guys, and we had a pretty solid game on the offensive end. We ended up having 28 points, 6 rebounds, an assist, and a block while shooting on very high efficiency. But now moving on to the next game, again, let me show you guys what it's like having a 7'2" big man that actually knows how to dribble and get an open lane to the basket. It's actually very useful to have. But we also have a very nice driving layup on this build, which allows us to finish at the basket with pretty acrobatic moves like the one you see right there, getting no contest. Now this game ended up being a very low scoring game because, again, we were going up against a full squad running 2-3 zone, but as you see right here, they had their guards up front, so that means I can shoot over them. But we ended up pulling away in this game towards the final part of the game, and the center was just being super disrespectful, not wanting to guard me out by the hash, and now we're up 35-49, and we end up winning this game 41-49 against a full squad running 5 out and 2-3 zone. But I mean, I guess it's okay because we were running full squad as well. Realistically, this is more of like a pro-am game, if anything. Now let's talk about Victor Wembanyama a little bit. This is the final game, so we're just gonna talk about him a little bit. A couple interesting things have happened recently. The NBA just announced that they're going to broadcast for free every single game that Victor Wembanyama plays in with his G League team, which I believe is called the Metropolitans 92 or something like that. I don't know the name of the team, but they're going to be broadcasting every single one of his games, which I think is kind of cool. And it also goes to show that the NBA knows that this is their future star. This is their moneymaker, even though he's not even in the league yet. I think recently the NBA has also said that they're very concerned about teams tanking for Victor, but I don't really know what they're going to do at this point to prevent that stuff from happening. But now let's talk about the player comparisons with Victor, because this is something that's annoyed me a little bit when it comes to this player, which is something that we do with other draft prospects, but I feel like it's a little bit more of an egregious situation when it comes to Victor, which is trying to compare Victor to other players. Realistically, at this point, Victor is his own entity. He is nothing like any other player we've seen ever before in the NBA. Even if you were to compare, there's this one other player that they always compare him to, but his name is not in my mind right now at the moment. But I know of the current players that they do compare him to, they say, oh, he's a 7'4" KD mixed with this, that. Oh, I know what it is. They'll say, oh, he's Kevin Durant mixed with Rudy Gobert, and it's just like, oh, okay, can we chill out a little bit? He's not literally going to be a perfect mix of both of those things. Well, I mean, if he is, Jesus Christ, this league is fucked. I will say the one thing that's definitely going to be the exact same between him and Kevin Durant is, well, good luck trying to contest that shot, because you're not getting a hand on a 7'4" guy trying to pull up from 3 or a mid-range fade. Good luck. But comment down what you guys think below about Victor Wembanyama. I hope you enjoyed this video, but I'm out. Peace.